Okay, hang on a second, guys. I'm almost there. Almost. Okay. Gotta get the camera up and going. Since technically I'm live. Live. Okay. Loud noises. But I am here. Alright. Officially here. Ooh. Bad on the camera lens. What the hell is going on with that? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now the camera's coming into play. What the hell is up with that? That's interesting. Okay. There we are. Yes. Hi, guys. This is Nikki with Restore Belief. Wanted to come on and talk about a number of things. There's a number of let's see if I can scroll this back a bit. I'm going to try to do Wednesdays. That's the idea. Once a week, Wednesdays. For however long I can. No, you'll be able to see the plants and everything else. Okay. There are a number of things that I had posted on publicly on my Facebook page. And I wanted to read a few of those, which I should probably post that I'm live first, shouldn't I? Do a little business here first, guys. Sorry. It'll take me a second here. Yes, okay, so we are officially live. Oh, yep. Turn the volume down. Hit share and over to Facebook feed. Okay, something that has been brought to my attention yesterday and a few days ago as well, is that, oops, yeah, I'm the one that's watching it. Okay, off. Okay, so where did I post it? Here we are. Okay, I posted a bunch of memes because I have been shown that happiness really is a choice. Some people do not believe that. They choose not to believe that. Or they haven't experienced a lot of it in their life. And I, along with others in the ufology community, in the energy positivity community, ET community, there's a wide range of communities, psychic community. We're all talking about changing the dynamics from negativity to positivity. And there's a reason for that, folks. So many people have gotten into anger, intense anger. And that's really not healthy. It's not healthy for anyone in any way, shape, or form. Intense anger, and part of it is social media. Okay, here's anyway. So this is what I stated publicly on my Facebook page. I posted these because from what I'm hearing from many different people all over the world, everyone seems to need reminders to get themselves unstuck, out of stagnancy, out of being stagnant in whatever aspect or certain subject of or in their lives, even if there is movement in some areas of one's life, there may be stagnation in other areas. Everything we do in our life is a choice. We are all given options. Whether we like those options or not is a completely different freaking subject. But here's the thing. You do have a choice, whether you like it or you don't. How many choices you have, how many options you have, depends on what's happening in your life, obviously. Okay, so choice. It's based upon options we choose to see and even on the options we have not yet seen. That's a big issue for a lot of folks. Opening our eyes and realizing there may be more options available to us than we actually once believed there was, but because we couldn't see them at the time. Happiness is the same way. It's a choice. We choose to allow ourselves to be happy or sad over whatever things are happening in our lives. Creating minutes of, or even a moment of happiness, or creating a moment which adds a smile to our face, or a smile in our mind. Think of that one for a second. Or to create that one moment of sigh of relief, or that one moment of mini joy, or that one moment that puts happiness on your face and in your mind. Another set, that was ice melting, sorry guys. Another set of questions and information for you today. How grateful and thankful are you for the people you have in your life, or the animals, or the things, the items, the possessions you have in your life? Are you grateful and thankful for them? Thankfulness and gratitude are forms of positivity. Shift the paradigm, shift the narrative. Get out of the fear factor. Now I didn't post that, but I will. I'll probably go back in and type that back up. But shift the negativity, shift the narrative you're being fed, whether it's by media, by medical, by whatever else that you're a community of. Shift the negativity to positivity. Find the key factors that are positive out of the bullshit and the crap that is being spewed, out of somebody else's narrative, even mine. Find the positivity. Work on that. It's not easy to do for a lot of people, but it's important. Very important to shift the dynamics, to shift the paradigm, to shift the narrative, to shift the negativity to positivity. Think about it. Come out of your fear. I'm speaking to the frickin' choir here. That me. Me. I have my own fears that I have to come out of. I have a number of fears that I have to come out of. Fears of memory of E.T. You know, I was on a show and it was said, and they were very respectful, I do want to add that, but it was said that I was so cavalier about talking about my experiences. There are a lot of experiences I've moved through because I came out of the fear factor of them. I came out of the anger. Do I still have anger? Yes. Do I still have fear? Yes. But I can talk about these things. Right now, I can talk about them without repercussion. But if I were doing a full-time job, I would be questioning whether I would be doing this publicly. Because of the body issues and the physicality of me, regular full-time work is not an option. I cannot stand on my feet 8 hours a day anymore. There are a lot of things that I'm not capable of doing, but I choose to look at the positive and look at what I can do. There are a lot of things that I can do. Granted, typing's not necessarily one of them. I used to be able to do 8 hours of typing and not have it affect me. That's a different ballgame. 1 hour of typing now will severely injure me. So but again, I choose to look at the positivity. I will type for a short amount of time and then move forward and deal with the repercussions of the pain. And if I need to, I'll type again. But there are certain things I choose to look at things differently. I choose to look at being able to be mobile and dealing in positivity instead of, oh my God, I can't do that. Oh, it's awful. It's this. It's come out of that. Folks, we need to build each other up, not tear each other down. It's the same way in the social media realm. A lot of crap is taking place. A lot. And the government is putting out a lot of derogatory fear mongering. They're saying, oh, don't fear monger. Well, they're doing it themselves. Am I going to tell you not to listen to them? No. Am I going to tell you to listen to them? No. I'm going to tell you to make choices that are proper for your life and the way you live. But choose to see the narrative that people are putting forward and choose to create the shift that you want in your life. If you have stagnancy, yesterday on a live broadcast, somebody did a mini reading for me, which I'm incredibly thankful for. And they said, because I love her to pieces, she's awesome. But she told me, you have stagnancy in your life. And I was like, she's right. Excuse me. But the interesting thing is that I have been consistently told for the last, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks, by numerous other people, and I do mean all over the world, that they have the same kind of thing going on in their life. So, make the shift. Now, here's where this gets interesting. Thankfulness and gratitude are forms of positivity. Creating positivity shifts negative energy. Okay? The shifting of negative energy can move it out and away in whatever subject is focused on. That's the key. Focus and intent. The intent here is crucial. Creating focus towards the intent becomes the key to action. Action takes form, and that form builds momentum and movement. Momentum is movement. When you create an intent of what it is that you want to do, and you focus on that, and you put energy, action into it, you're creating movement in your life. Everybody but everybody knows that. I'm no joke. If you're not making those kind of realizations, you need to start thinking and reading some books on critical thinking. Very serious here. Start making some realizations, because it means that you're not noticing things around you, which also means if you're usually, if you are not noticing things around you, you're not critical thinking about things. That's a little on the not great side. Start making some critical thinking. Movement, action, thoughts in your mind. Start taking notice. Not just the folks around you, family and friends, but others around you. Create your intent, create your focus, create your movement. Momentum comes with movement. The sooner you do that, there's a shift in dynamics. Work on it. It'll happen. It takes time sometimes. Sometimes for some people, it can take years because they just are so busy and bogged down with everything and constantly run, that something major occurs that forces them. The universe has come together and said, hey, enough of this BS. You need to take notice of this. This is what you wanted to do in your lifetime this time around. In order for that to happen, hello, you take notice. So when you take action, create an intent, create a forward movement, it becomes a big deal. Okay, so here's the memes I posted. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to be happy. If you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree. Yeah, you've got roots, but you can get up and move. Awareness is the key to change. It's the key, but you have to be willing to put the key into a lock to hello, take action, intent, move forward. Forgive your younger self. Believe in your current self. Create your future self. By taking action, whatever that action is, whatever those choices are, you're creating your future self. Whatever steps forward or steps backward you are making, you're creating your future in the choices that you make. A couple of others I had posted are be strong and move on. It's time for you to be happy again. If you're not happy, find out why. Figure out why. Ask yourself, why is it that you're not happy? Create a list, pros and cons list. What is it that's making you happy versus what is it that's not making you happy? Okay, so what are the changes that you need to make to create happiness? Do you know what true happiness is? Do you know what happiness is? Are you a person who laughs? If you're not a person who laughs, there should be some questions as to why. Were you raised in an extremely abusive family? Get into counseling. Go through the motions of learning about yourself, learning about the behaviors, learning about not letting go. Releasing and letting go are two in that kind of a situation. It's walking through the muck and the mire and moving forward. Because once you understand different things, different concepts, different constructs, different behavioral patterns, you move through the emotion and you learn to create moments of joy, moments of happiness. Figure things out. I'm not an advocate for using your friends as a counselor. There are professionals for that. Friends can give you all kinds of advice, can help you with, look at this, look at that. These are lots of different options. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? What about this subject? What about that subject? But a professional that deals with it on a daily basis can help you move through a lot of issues. The right professional. You have to search. Not everybody gels and meshes with every counselor there is. So, interview. I interview doctors. I've interviewed counselors before. No joke. So, figure out what and who works for you, who you mesh with, who you can get along with. It's another one. Gratitude helps you to see what is there instead of what isn't. Being thankful for things. If you have a roof over your house, over your head, be thankful. Not a lot of people do. I live with somebody who goes out and feeds the homeless. There's a lot of things that a lot of people do not have. And there are families out there. There are kids out there, as well as adults and teenagers. Some are by choice, others are not. Some that have been homeless for years and years and years, choose to be because they don't want to live in, quote unquote, the rat race. They don't choose to not have a roof over their head, not to stay warm and dry, but there are things that they are choosing. It's all about choices. Losing a home is not necessarily a choice, but yet at the same time, what were the choices that got the person there? There are all different kinds of things, and they still need help. There are a lot of folks who are out there who are in all over the country. Doesn't just happen I'm in Washington State. Doesn't just happen in Washington State, California, all the way across the United States that happens in. So, be thankful, be grateful for what you have and who you have in your life. The old saying goes, is a person in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? It's an old saying. Supposedly recent saying. I'm like, oh no, I call BS on that. Anyway, so, and one more. Perhaps some detours aren't detours at all. Perhaps they are actually the path. The path of getting you somewhere takes a while. Can. Arms on the table can do that. There's another saying of one door closes, another door opens. And then you hear somebody in construction say, yeah, that's from air circulation. So, air movement, airflow. Anyway, that's all I kind of wanted to talk about today. I'm sure there's other things I will pop on here for, but just keep in mind, be grateful, be thankful. Gratitude and thankfulness can really shift things in a person's life. Be aware, be self-aware of what it is that, hey, Drew, be self-aware of the things that are taking place in your life. Figure out the choices that you're making, if they're good or negative. Shift the paradigm. Shift the parameters of your life. If you've got a lot of negativity and BS going on in your life, shift it. Figure out a way to go from the negative to the positive. When I last 24 minutes I've talked about there, about 23 minutes I've talked about shifting the paradigm, shifting the negative, the stagnancy. Go from the negative and decide the choices that you're making in your life. You know, um, what puts happiness on your face? What puts happiness in your mind? What puts happiness in your heart? Find those moments. If you've got somebody in your life who is negative on a regular basis, I've had this happen a lot, and I'm like, nope, not doing that with somebody anymore. I start talking about positivity. Because here's something else, who you are around, and if they're always negative and everything is always detrimental, that can really impact your life. Think about the folks that you have around you. Now, unfortunately, my family, except for my distant cousins, everybody else is gone. They're deceased. Except for my mom, and I can talk to her, but it's not talking to her because she has Alzheimer's dementia. I mean, it's a totally different ballgame. So it's thinking about who you have in your life. Are they positive all the time? Or are they sometimes positive? Or is it a good even keel? Or are they constantly negative? Is it always everything, always about negativity? If you're dealing with paranormal all the time, you got to be careful with that too. As a number of us in the community, the paranormal community, psychic medium community, can attest to, there are people that you do not want in your life because they will bring a lot of negative BS with them and a lot of really bad, what I call juju. So you've got to be very careful. And you got to be careful against narcissists as well. So, there's that aspect to things. Are you in the paranormal community and you're constantly having paranormal? Is it because you're constantly watching paranormal shows and you're drawing that to you? That can happen. People can say, oh, that's bullshit. God, I need to get my hair cut. Sorry, guys, this is driving me nuts. Means priorities. Anyway, so yeah. Hey, Sandra. Yeah, it may be same time. Yeah, I mean, it could be a wide variety of things. You could have all different sorts of things taking place. So, there, that goes right back into choices. Is it somebody that you need to remove out of your life? Removing people out of one's life, that's really hard to do. Like, really hard to do. Everybody's got a conscience, and it's really have to think. Do I, again, do a pros and cons list? Figure things out. What works for you? But it all comes down to choices. It all comes down to, what's the percentage of the positivity in your life? What's the percentage of the negativity in your life? What are you willing to put up with? Are you willing to shift that paradigm in your life? Because if you are, then it's time to stand up and go forward with it and make that movement happen. And if you're not, then it's going to be the same old, same old. How much of the same old do you want in your life? And if it's a loved one, like a family member, that's a different story. There are things that you can do, but how much do you want to stand up against a family member? How willing are you to? I've been down that road. It's not easy. It's not easy by any stretch of the freaking imagination. Especially to stand up and say, hey, I don't want to hear the constant negativity. I love you, but I can't handle this. Can we have a conversation where it's not everything is always detrimental? It's tough when it comes to family. But, there are certain things that you have to do to create positivity, and there are boundaries. That goes right into boundaries, creating proper and healthy boundaries. I didn't verbalize that the way I would have liked to have. I would have, if it were back in the day when I did this for myself, one of the things that I did was I wrote a script because I needed to get it straight in my head as to how I wanted to say something to a family member who was just phenomenally and really close family member. No, it was not my mother, although I did do that with my mother, but the person that I'm thinking of wasn't my family member, wasn't my mother at the time. I had to write up a script because I knew that when I was in front of that person, I was not going to be able to say how I wanted to say things the way I felt them, the way that I wanted it to come out in a positive, constructive way, and not in the you. That's BS. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's just creates a whole nother cycle and a spiral down. It doesn't work that way. So for me, I created the I feel when you. That came straight from counseling. We had a conversation. It worked things out because of the quote, I feel whatever the feel is, when you. I got that straight from a counselor. And let me tell you, it worked. It really worked. And for someone on the receiving end of that, whoa, it's hard to hear. However, if you're willing to open the conversation up, because I've been on the receiving end of that one too. But yeah, it works. It works. It opens up a conversation. And that's a really big deal. That's where you make things go from the negative to the positive. Shifting the paradigm. Are you grateful for that person? I was very grateful for that person being in my life. Very thankful. We had some issues to work out. Boy, did we ever. Yeah. So, when it comes to family, it's a completely different ball game. But when you're dealing with shifting the paradigm, going from the negative to the positive, there are things that you need to do, things that you need to work on and create. So it's all about intent, you know. When you're doing it for yourself, think about it. Figure out how you want to shift the negativity to the positivity. Anyway, anybody got any questions? If you have a question for me, ask me down below in the comment section, or you can hit me up on email at, let's see, it's restorebelief2022@gmail.com. Or you can talk to me in Facebook Messenger, and my link for that is facebook.com/Nikki, Nikki .Jacobs, Jacobs .376. Those are the ways you can contact me. Anyway, that's it for now. Unless somebody's got some paranormal. Anyway, I will. Oh, tonight's show. Eric and Cole's Caught Alive. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, Sandra. Tonight's show is oh my god, I just got a brain fart. I can't think of the name of it. Eric and Cole's show. Oh my god, you guys are gonna throttle me. Oh my god, I can't. I got a brain fart going on. I can't think of the name of the show. I've got to go and look it. I gotta go and look it up. I cannot believe this. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, you see these bright cheeks? They're getting brighter. I can't believe I can't think of the name of it. Eric Cooper and Cole Wegleitner have a show, and there we go. It's called the S4 Bunker Paranormal Radio, and it can be heard on Spreaker.com. It's from 10 p.m. Pacific to midnight. It's every Wednesdays right now. Has been every Wednesdays since December, I believe. What else? There's also, if you go to Spreaker.com and type in the S-4 Bunker Paranormal Radio, there will be a Discord link for people for chat. So if you've got Discord, that's how you find them for the chat, because they're no longer doing the chat in the in Spreaker. So like I said, that's every Wednesday, and tonight's topic, and it's a panel discussion. So every week is a panel discussion. Last week was the discussion of the Fae, and this week is, one second, let me get to the proper thing that I'm trying to go for. Come on. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Roundtable tonight. Topic is U.S.Os, also known as Unidentified Submersible Objects. So that ought to be interesting. Their ranges, let's see, we've got Eric and Cole, Kayla and Harmony and Rick and Joe, R. Keith Andrews, me. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. going back through and seeing, who am I missing? Harmony, Rick, Joe, Keith. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Anyway, so it makes for an interesting 2-hour conversation. So feel free and stop on by tonight. And on that note, I will say adieu. I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening. And if you're in the rain, I hope you get dry and get warm and all of that. As you can hear outside of my on my patio, it's like really raining because it's hitting a container and it's filling the little container up with lots and lots of water. Anyway, take good care of yourselves, guys. Shift the dynamics from negativity to positivity. Figure out how, create your intent, and move forward. Remember, happiness is a choice. Mwah. My love to all of you. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.